Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
With his bottom lane that are up there, Lahan's looking to wrap around as one of the grubs will fall to the DN Freaks. Can they get another one? That's going to be the question here as Shape Splitter comes on through.
Gideon got one.
Yeah, managed to get one of them, and now Pioshik is in trouble yet again. Seismic Shove is good. The bullet time is going to rain on through. Actually gets a fair bit of damage down, but Geo actually standing his ground here as Lahan's not actually going to go down. Finally, Bulldog finds him as the Pop Blossom. The flash to follow Geo as Bulldog gets over some rocks, but still will be able to finish off the Ezreal. And the DN Freaks, they win the fight and they take most of the grubs.
Oh, a little spooky there, but they'll be fine. And we see again, Nongshim, live by the hands, die by Lians. Goes in aggressively. Sandy mentioned, like, why are these guys talking about DN Freaks like they're... I want you to look at the scoreline.
Yeah, it's the 0-11 problem. It's alright, Bulldog does get snapped back. That is a dash, and so he does stun himself. But looks like the DN Freaks will be able to grab themselves a dragon. And Nongshim not actually interested in fighting for this one. Wanted to give Geo a little bit of time towards his top side of the map.
You definitely have some similarities with Han Solo.
Well, I mean, I have worn a belt before. In fact, I start this one up, and with zero vision control, Nongshim are just going to have to concede feats of strength to the DN Freaks. They're doing it, Chronicler. They're at least going to pick up the feats of strength.
Infernal Rift on the map as well.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Also, looking at what the DN Freaks have,
actually way better as an Archangels, yeah. And Muramana is exactly the same thing. Look at that tier, 282, such a good item. Okay, Rift Herald not going to quite be able to take the turret, but it looks like Kingen is going to just brute force it. Pop Blossom lands onto 2 as Public Execution gets Dudu into the backline, but Calix is there to save his 80 carry! And Kingen on this side is going to mean that Berserker cannot walk up to try and get that extra damage down, and now without too many ultimates left, the DN Freaks lose a lot of their power, and that's Nongshim finding just a really good skirmish, putting them in the lead now as far as that gold.
The idea...
Okay, we're looking for even more here, as in goes Lahan's. They take down the Yone. Can they get anything back? Berserker does a lot of damage. Lahan's finally falls, and it's Life that actually picks up the kill. A 1-for-1 trade, though, trading a support for a mid laner. Probably still going to feel okay.
Wasn't
if you want
that big a deal. You know, it was a lost fight. It's fine. This might be a bigger problem.
Yeah, Gideon has decided to bring his friends as the Solar Flare is going to connect. It looks like Dudu is very, very dead. The minion wave is gone, but look at that. No one even lost health.
Lahan's took like
4 turret shots or something?
Yeah. Yeah, he's Leona.
Yeah. That's certainly working. As Pioshik, it's his turn to park himself underneath this turret, realizing that that is going to be a lost cause, and does exit the area. That is only going to extend this gold lead here for Nongshim to the tune of about 1.5.
Members of Nongshim also can't really do that, and it's that disjointedness that is the core issue of DN Freaks, right?
Yeah.
And then we want to see them fix. They are still very much in this game.
Q just going to be taking care of these minions where he can. Fantastic minion Mystic Shot accuracy. As Nongshim going to take their first dragon, that's going to be an Infernal. Possible Quadfernal is a very scary prospect. As DN Freaks do see it go down, but won't be able to do anything about it.
Otacons start. If they turn, it's fine. Just don't stack the buff and become paper and die.
Yeah, also don't turn immediately, because as you can see, they've lost a bunch of resistances. Shot Barrage is going to cut Bulldog in half, almost literally. As Dudu looking for a flank angle, but he finds Kingen. Now might just be a bit of a top laners battle as this 4v4 is going to erupt. In goes Lahan's. Pioshik taking a lot of damage, as we can see. Pop Blossom not going to connect onto the main carry, and the bullet time, it will get rid of the Pantheon, and Pioshik takes down the Otacon. But can they get themselves out of there? That's the question. As they get all of that experience, all of that adaptive damage.
Be careful.
Yeah, no, this time around, though, it's like they did something real bad. As Lahan's going to find Pioshik. Does have that frost armor and stuff like that. He's going to be pretty tanky. Solar Flare going to hold him in place, though, as Life gets to line up the Pop Blossom. Berserker will cancel that ulti pretty early as Calix trying to get on top of him. Kingen getting in amongst it as Bulldog going bananas, and it's Dudu that grabs a double off the back end. He's now trying to dance his way out of it, and Nongshim just fall apart in the team fight, trying to focus down this Pyoshik, who is a champion now and doesn't really need to try too hard to be one.
Attempted turn from Nongshim. So we go all in on Pyoshik, who, as you mentioned, has Heartsteel.
Heartsteel, Frost Armor, Aftershock.
Imagine, a lot, right? That DN Freaks break the Nongshim streak. Nongshim get into a losing streak as well.
Oh no.
When would they face DK? Because that's immediately where our mind goes, right? But it's not. That's the final match of the season,
man.
Atlas.
Oh, that's going to be a banger.
I know, I can't wait.
Nongshim just started Baron.
Yeah, they're looking for the turn. Right,
There's a ward, there's a ward in the back of the pit here. Seismic Shove going to throw Pyoshik away. He's looking to try and just get himself in there to try and take a steal, as it's not going to happen. Dudu trying to get on top of Gideon. Pop Blossom into the backline. Pyoshik still going to go down, though, as Kingen looking to dash away. Nongshim just needing to keep these Barons alive, as Gwen runs with scissors, but will be safe in the end.
That was 7 health, Atlas.
Oh, dear.
7 health on Baron.
I just saw that the jungler got it, so it was probably fine. They just lost the Baron, and Nongshim kept quite a few of them alive as well. So you can see pushing up here towards this bottom side. Bulldog taking so much damage here. His shield bow now going to be on cooldown as well. Glacial Prison just going to sail by majestically, but isn't going to do anything.
Points.
Yeah. It's really not working out. I'd probably give that one as Jiu just going to be able to get out of the way of everything that Bulldog throws at him. Really nice Ezreal play here, but of course, that's why you pick the champion. He's got that mobility. Don't know where that Mystic Shot was going, but that's just to throw us off.
He did have to invest his flash, though. So I think he E'd the Q3, and then Bulldog got them with the ult, so Gio had to flash.
Yep.
DN Freaks, they still get another shot. There is an Ezreal without flash on the enemy team. Calyx,
Soul, which I could understand is a pretty good thing to do. The Blast Cone still up and available. Bulldog going to cut through that one as now Calyx looking for the angle. The double shove going to connect Life. Going to have to go golden as Calyx does the same thing. Pop Blossom still going to be channeled though, and Life helps take down the Talia. He's happy to trade his life for it, as well as now Bulldog is just dead. Kingen going golden as well as he looks to dash away. But Berserker is a monster in this game. And with only Gideon and Gio alive, I don't know whether they're going to be able to defend this dragon.
Oh, the range. Gio's trying to play to it.
Yeah, Pyoshik moving on in as well, and he is a true tank right now. Gio gets flashed on here by this Sejuani, and he is not going to get away. Yeah, he still has cleanse, by the way.
That's Soul!
Yep, that is just going to be Soul picked up.
Even this one.
Yep.
They need it so badly, Atlas.
Well, do you know what? Here's the silver lining. They're guaranteed top 2. That's okay. Kingen clearing out vision where he can. This Baron is just going down. Gideon wanting to get some vision in there. Down to 6k. They get a control ward across. Calyx holding his own as they have spotted Dudu on the flank. Glacial Prison will connect. Pop Blossom on a 3 again, as Life has been so good. Bulldog diving into the backline, but Gio, he gets himself out of the way. And they do go 1-for-1 here, but the mid laner traded for the support once again isn't great. They take down Calyx though, and that gives DN Freaks a huge advantage.
I don't know about the Baron though. Gio is still alive, Kingen's alive, Gideon's there, they're going to try.
True shot barrage.
I don't think they need to go for this Hail Mary.
Yep, that's a legit amount of damage as Pyoshik continuing to get softened up as Kingen moving in, snip, going to connect there as Dudu just goes down. Pyoshik looking for that turn angle, but now it's Nongshim finding it. Berserker cannot kite, and the DN Freaks have thrown it all away once again as Life, he will remain alive, but he is the only one that will, as once again the ultimates from Gideon have been laughable at best, but it does not matter! No! I have to go back to it, Chronicler. We need to hold on to hope that this is indeed a 50-50. Both Nexuses are still up, right? Both faces are unscathed.
I know that's technically true, but... Oh, yeah.
And this has been swings and roundabouts in this game, right? Like when we think someone has a lead that's going to be difficult to come back from, the other team finds an angle.
It's the same way you do see. It's the depth of that gold graph. Up until that point, it was always very close. The swings were on you, but now the swing is massive. Yes, DN Freaks, they still have a great team fight. They still have the combo. Bulldog can sync up with Berserker and Life. Go for these big AoE combos. They still have the Infernal Soul.
Yeah, it exists, but it's very powerful.
Nongshim will be able to use this Nash to set up full prio for the Elder. And that's what I'm worried about. Because if they get Elder, that's the one edge that D and Freaks have, is the fact that they are the ones with, I think, still a insanely strong team fight.
Oh dear. The Weaver's Wall does make sieging just feel so much more comfortable as well as they take down the turret. And Lehens, yeah, they pseudo-engage onto the Leona, and then they remember it's a Leona. And so Lehens, like later on in the game as well, when you've maxed out the Eclipse, like the Leona is like very, very difficult to take down. And so focusing on Lehens, taking him out at the beginning of a lot of these fights like they have been doing, is going to be less and less of a good idea. As I want to bring up the items again, because we need to have a look at this Randuin's Omen King in.
270 armor.
Yeah, because he's got a Zhonya's as well. What is he going to be building next?
I love the
question.
Build.
Yeah, it's actually, like, now that it's come together, it looks fantastic. A little bit janky and old-fashioned at the beginning, but now looking good as Life is going to pop Blossom Calyx and then go Golden. Okay, teleport is still coming through. There is the dash cannon. Finally throws some rocks at him. Goes Golden himself as Gideon's come back down, but it looks like Calyx is going to be dead. Dudu dashing around like a madman as in goes Lehens. And Bulldog's looking for it. Gio not going to be able to kite this one out. And like I said, swings and roundabouts. Chronicler, the DN Freaks are looking for it, and you tanky me ain't tanky enough, Kingin. And Lehens is on the wrong side of this. I don't know what he's doing here, trying to pull a wave or something like that, but he's dead. That's going to be an ace. That should be Elder. And the DN Freaks, it is now their turn to have the game in their hands.
As it turns out, they did only need a Nexus.
This is the weirdest game of hot potato I have ever commentated.
No. Just please do Elder. Don't try. No. Just do it.
No, we end these. We end these, Chronicler. For better or worse.
Like maybe no. Talia's gonna be up. You don't have Nash.
Oh,
okay. Well, maybe it works, but oh, this is stressful.
Well, they lose the minions, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so
no, I think they've done it.
All right, 2 seconds on the Talia. Gio's up in 5. The Weaver's Wall is going to come down. Does it get rid of the minions? That's the question. Seismic Shove is decent, and they cannot do it. They cannot do it. Dudu is going to be taken down so low. It was a Hail Mary.
You could have just gotten the free Elder!
Well, I mean, if you're going to go with the theme of the game, Chronicle, if you remember when they went for the Baron and threw the game away, it was also a little bit of a, you could have done X, but they did Y. Pop Blossom looking for the backline. Life finds yet another great angle. Kyoshik going down low, but he doesn't die. It's the Snips. They're able to take him out, and Nongshim are standing their ground. Life running the wrong direction. There are pings onto the Nexus. And it's now Nongshim's turn to see if they can end this game.
Okay, but wait, they don't have TP.
All right, so maybe instead they're just going to do the Elder?
So they will do Elder.
Aha. And then win the game?
Do they?
I don't know, I haven't really noticed. There's been a lot of things in this game that have not necessarily gone the way that was written on the tin. How we say a lot of that stuff about the tin.
Are we the problem? I feel like this has happened a disproportionate amount to us.
This is like going to the supermarket buying baked beans and inside there's a cat. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
I'm so confused.
I signed up for this thing and it's not the thing.
We just signed up for beans?
Yeah, it's like you're like, I thought I paid for
signed up
Netflix.
For beans?
I signed up for a Netflix subscription and I've got like a gym membership instead. It's like, that's the opposite of what I'm paying for. My brain it's gone, but now we've got a siege on the Nexus. One Nexus turret left remaining as in goes King in. He's going to take a lot of damage. The Pop Blossom is decent, but there is a big, angry dragon. Gio able to use his Arcane Shift to get out of the way. It's a triple for the Pantheon. It's a quadra for the Pantheon. It could be a pentakill for the jungler of Nongshim, and there it is!
Oh!
And now they're going to end the game, I guess, after they've taken down the troll inhibitor. This game could not be any more weird, but congratulations to Gideon.
Their own base is getting minions.
Yeah, it is.
They could just hold on for a little longer. They won. They lost.
They did. First released, and I was watching Chaos play her on day one. He was playing her top lane, okay? She started off as a top... As Kingin, I really do like this this Onivia skin. There's a lot of really good Onivia skins. The Papercraft comes to mind as one of the best.
Onivia.
Yeah, very, very cool. Oh dear, Life may be dead, but does have a Haymaker. And Berserker now looking for Gio, just needs a double tap, and that's first blood! That's Life set, baby! As DN Freaks off to a great start in game number 2. This Lucian And he's still able to put on a lot of pressure. Pickaxe in hand, and that is going to work a whole lot better than the longsword. As Life, oh yeah, you activate Hex Flash, and you are just feeling so good. Look at him, runs towards the hands. There's the dash around, Piercing Light gonna come through, but they just kill him. Still, it's a 1-for-1 trade. As Jiu looking to proc that passive, will be able to get a fair bit of damage, but it looks like Berserker is gonna be okay for the moment. Too much more. Obviously, with a lot of, like, you know, Elder being added to the game, after the 94-minute fiasco that we had, Jin Air versus T1, we did have to make some adjustments to how long a game can be stalled. So Onivia's power isn't quite as high, but it's still good.
Might have a fight.
Yep, Gyoshik gonna get the flash out, and the flash immediately to follow there as ulti from Gideon to try and keep his AD carry safe. The barrier comes in, but it's not going to be enough, and that's a kill going over to Berserker. Bulldog now in trouble as almost Lahan's picking the gap. Facebreaker is decent, but Calyx getting on top of the enemy mid laner. Gideon might have to sacrifice himself though, and that's a double kill for this Lucian, who's off to a phenomenal start. 4-0. Every kill for the DN Freaks is on their main carry as Dudu trying to win out on this one, but that is just going to be Kingin down to egg form. Dudu might be able to do a fair bit of damage to this one as Kingin, not a lot of mana, so not going to offer anything back. Just walks off the red carpet.
Doesn't even have to flash. So Kingin not too impressed. That's a big topside win though, and I wanted to talk about you know, thanks Umpty for forever changing the game of League of Legends.
Yeah.
He was a part of that as well. Oh no.
Killer Instinct. Life is going to break some faces and then get a big old shield, and the hook is going to land. So he's dead. Gyoshik going to be taking all of these.
Cute little layout to make sure that the passive damage actually kills him.
You is all-encompassing.
Yeah, okay, that makes way more sense.
I'm choosing me for everyone, not me. Okay, Kingin is going to save us from this conversation, and Life looking for an angle. The wall is just wandered through here by the set, and the bird is definitely dead. Down it goes, cooked. This dragon going to be going down. The DN Freak's going to start that one stacking. 2,000 gold is their lead. It's a real gold.
How many people do you think have actually played BioShock?
Oh no, is that an old man thing as well?
Came out in 2007.
Oh god, did it? Crazy. The game is quite old.
I'm pretty sure it's 2000, the first one, yeah.
But it was remastered relatively recently.
Yeah, there's a ton. You know, the newer ones are not that old.
Yep. Oh man. So that so like there's a lot of the like BioShock references that like would you kindly? People don't get that anymore. Oh man. Okay, would you kindly tell me half minutes?
They can throw a dragon.
Oh, that's true. Wow, that would be earlier. We need to keep predicting things, because then not that will happen. As here's another knock-up onto Pyoshik. Wind becomes lightning from Gideon as Lahan's just standing in amongst it. Pyoshik actually going to swap positions here with Gideon. The Cyclone not really doing too much, though, as Lahan's will finally go down. Calyx on a decent angle, though, as Kingin trying to make his presence known. Gets down the ulti, but it's kind of out of the way of anything that's doing much of anything at all, as the Ahri's going to fall down, and Kingin, Dudu just ignores the wall entirely, and he's now looking to break some eggs. As Berserker in the back of this pit is looking pretty comfortable.
They're low.
And they're flashing towards Berserker, who just gets himself out of there. There's the superplex, and Chiu's going to be able to take down the set. That's Kingin getting some work done, though. Somehow didn't die in the last fight. Flashing for something. I guess they're not going to roast that egg as Pyoshik going forward one more time. They'll find the kill on to the bird and then look for Gideon. Lahan's comes on over. That's going to be enough to protect the Xin Zhao, but it does not protect Nongshim from DNF getting yet another. I don't have an outcome to focus on. This is the problematic part. As the clone tanking up even more. Lahan's just looking to make a play. He finds it even after the relentless pursuit, but Life there with the superplex is going to be able to keep his AD carry alive. The rest of Nongshim now in a little bit of trouble as Gideon cannot ult them away enough, and he knows that he's dead. Equalizer goes down right on top of Jiu, but I think that was slightly optimistic there for Dudu. Still, they get exactly what they wanted as Kingin in the top lane is taking down an outer turret. There we go. You go, little birdie.
Atlas, have you seen
up some money.
Shrek 2?
Yeah.
Life right there, that is the best reenactment of the I Need a Hero scene I have ever seen.
Oh, I can see it.
Right? He, like, Berserker gets flash hooked, and you can just hear in the distance, you can hear the Fairy Godmother singing. Life runs in. They're not throwing it out of Khan. Things are fine. They're not throwing it out of Khan. They just get it and leave.
They're just doing an Otacon, and they are going to get it. Pyoshik does just use his Warrior Trickster, but there's a nice little stun. Pyoshik's going to be dead, but they still have Otacon. They can just walk away.
Just leave.
Bulldog cannot just walk away. The hook is going to be there. There was a glacial storm on the ground, and so he's dead. But 2 kills for an Otacon. A little bit of a dangerous spot. They do still have control vision in the area. As Piercing Light coming on through there. Bit of a slowdown as we got the zoom in, man. Gideon moving forward. There's the knock-up onto Pyoshik. They want to kill him before the Warrior Trickster goes out as Calyx misses every button. Kingan's coming on over, though, to make it all stormy. And Gideon has to throw down the ulti to keep himself alive, and it does not do that at all. Realm Warp comes in as Dudu flashes on top of Kingan. He flashes away, though. It's a decent wall, but Pyoshik's got a flash of his own. He's going to be able to get over there. Decent little stun, but it's not going to be enough to save the birdie. And even the set comes over with the Haymaker, and that's going to take down the Onivia. Berserker gets to work on this mid lane as well. And the outcome of that is even more good things for the DN Freaks. They'll grab Soul Point as well, and the inner turret. Everything is looking DN Calyx sidesteps the Harpoon. Dudu is so scary, man. 2-0-4 on this Rumble. Very far ahead. Gideon now going to get engaged on one more time. There are a lot of Pyoshiks all around this map, as Gideon does have the ulti running. It keeps him alive for a little while longer, but Bulldog's able to finish him off. A fight on a couple of fronts, and it's all being won by the DN Freaks, as Dudu is so strong. Goes Golden, and they just cook Jiu. Calyx just takes a little bit of a right side exit, and the DN Freaks are going to get some real damage onto the enemy base. This inhibitor turret is going to go down, the inhibitor to follow. And this time around, they've got some Void Mites, they've got some minions. There's no pesky Talia to remove stuff. Calyx is still going to be here, but I don't know whether the heroism is going to last this long. As Bulldog are going to try and force him onto the fountain and force them to a Game 3. The DN Freaks keeping themselves in the series.
Drifting?
Yeah. That would be so sick. Imagine like you just have an interlude in the middle of the game where it just Tokyo Drift out of nowhere. Star Wars movie.
Ah, okay, no, I did.
Which is extremely good.
No, Atlas, I'm going to give up. You know, I know we had...
Oh man, that was
quite there.
17 minutes 26, I think.
All right, that makes sense.
And it was DK versus Gen G. I think so, but this is not going to be that because Jiu's dead now. As the Paranoia comes in to finish him off. Set play, nicely done, as Calyx looking to try and answer that, as Berserker going down pretty low as well. Gideon moves over, but life is there for the defense. And so it's 14 minutes that we have a first blood over. And yeah, Pyoshik would have just pressed R if that stun had have come through, and that would have been a dead Jace.
Calyx also doesn't have the damage. Like, eventually you start winning, and obviously in really long trades, Dudu can't do that much, but it takes a very long time for him to die. Should just hold out.
Oh, it's time to drift. It's time to drift. Both of you, quickly, into the river. Let's go back to the 1v1. Okay, never mind. We've got a twisted advance. Bulldog could be in a little bit of trouble, but never mind. The re-engage comes through. Great knock-up comes through from Life as they look to try and single out Kingan. Not a massive amount of damage here, but Jiu is so far away from the fight that he could not contribute in any meaningful... But yeah, looks like outer turret in the mid lane going to be picked up. The tempo plays, the macro moves from the DN Freaks looking crisper and crisper.
Rowan Atkinson!
Oh man, John Cleese's teeth, man. That's all I think about with that movie. As all right, Bulldog seeing whether he can survive as the kitty cat's chasing after him. They will get the snare, but the Mikhails is in from Life. It's going to keep him alive. Turret does go down. Feats of strength as far as the first turret blood were already taken as Calyx. He's running really quickly, different to driving. Are we okay? You're looking quizzical at me.
I think it's happening.
I mean, it's looking pretty good. Another Cloud Soul. That bodes well. I believe the Jinx may be dead. Pyoshik has that shield midair, gets the flash out. That's also incredibly important.
They cool down.
All right, we're just going for the cross map. That's the goal. That Incinerate was so powerful there from Bulldog. And Life, he has the quickness running. It is going to wear off as their health bars are looking lower and lower. Kingan still will be able to deal with this turret. He will be able to take that one down as Super Mega Death Rocket. The delivery of death towards Bulldog as he gets home. And that is not quite aimed at where he was, nor was it aimed at the fountain. As okay, there's another crash, this time from Dudu, as Calix, he can drive away at a moment's notice. And that control ward was looking a little dicey. Inatara falls down on the bottom side of the map, and it is it's some craziness here in this game.
Be a favorable fight for the DN Freaks. Double
Alex.
drift, ready again.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. Calix looking to try and trade, Dudu refusing to take damage. As there's the paranoia. Bulldog gonna get slowed down though. Wild growth is good as Pioshik thrown around like a ragdoll. And the engage doesn't really work. Gideon did use the ultimate, as now Calix once again gonna crash into the wall. And the immediate follow through as Dudu makes it a little bit further, as once again he's gonna win the race. Calix is gonna walk back up the mountain
now.
Okay, Dudu is a brick wall.
Bulldog has ult.
Yeah, flank angle here for Calix as well, though. Let's see. Pioshik is running out of stats in the defensive department. This is still dangerous as Calix walks in.
Oh,
Chain Lash coming down. They're looking for the turn. The Brambles flying forward. Paranoia comes on through, and that is going to be secure by Pioshik. Car moving past Nongshim here as the quickness from Life. Looking to try and catch up as the Paranoia used in defense by Calix. And the DNF, I mean, the DN Freaks, they just...
need Gio to get a third item. And he is not rich. This Jinx is not well fed. It's rough.
It's a little bit of the entire gold lead, or at least a lot of advantages.
They need to start Nash, and they need to force it. Because Nongshim going into them, their comp sucks. Like trying to start a fight with this comp, I don't think it does it that well. Because Engage Maokai, I'm not a fan of Atlas. It's not Engage Braum, but it's not great.
Yeah, Dudu able to engage himself because he just walks in front of people.
Look at him, taking damage. Oh, he's definitely taking damage.
Whoa, he almost took damage.
He's only has 3,500 health.
Oh dear.
Down to 3.
A few more people hitting him. As, okay, Flame Chompers are good, as Pioshik not pressing the R button, decides to go in on Gideon here. But the DN Freaks not finding the same value this time around as life goes in. Quickness value is massive, but Gideon, the Sap Sipper, is working out, but the train is in! And Dudu's able to take down the tree, and now it's Bulldog going ballistic. Berserker there as well, pushing Calix out of the fight. Lehens, he may die this time, as he gets a big old shield, but it's another charge up. Down goes Gio, and the DN Freaks, it's only Calix left alive, and they want to get themselves a Baron.
Nope. I don't think they're playing for Baron Atlas. I think we're going for a repeat.
Calix. Okay.
Okay. I can.
Oh, he's catching the wave.
Well, so he thought that they would go Nash, and I think he TPs to try and catch the wave and delay, because they were pinging for the end.
Yeah.
So I actually think that was a good play. Like, okay. So it was a perfect game.
All right. Well, Cloud Soul, that is real. I refuse to believe otherwise. So that will go over to the DN Freaks. Incredibly high value soul for this team in particular as well. Like it's Annie being able to like Tibbers and then run around really fast. Rakan, obviously. Dudu, press star.
Kingen is dead.
Kingen is dead. What he was doing there, I don't think anyone will ever know. I think scholars are going to be researching this for years to come. Without much information actually going on over their way. As Gideon getting a little bit of disengage value with the Bramble Smash.
Yeah, Gio is not getting his IE this game, I don't think. And even if he does, I'm fairly certain we've gone past the point where it really matters. Because the map is in absolute tatters. Soul, as you point out, taken out, which makes it also way harder to actually deal with both the engage from the DN Freaks, but even your turnaround and your attempt to make a play when they maybe go in a little bit too deep, it just doesn't seem likely.
Well, Dudu's just going to crash into Gideon. Brambles do come out though, the Nature's Grasp working out here as the polymorph onto Dudu. He's still just immune to damage, which seems unfair.
There's no IE. He's not taking damage, Atlas.
Nope. And so they just take down the inhibitor turret. DN Freaks, like you say, slow play. There's the IE. A little bit late.
They're down almost 11k gold.
Yes. The level of drafting vibe, maybe that helped out.
It's the change up, right? Like it's just it doesn't even need to be about Rapid Star in particular, but more so because something is new.
Yeah, some little adjustment, and it has certainly worked out. And it's not even that, like, I looked at this draft and I thought Nongshim were in a great position. Just not the case. As 2 inhibitors now down, the circling of the drain has begun here. Nongshim This is looking really, really difficult. Bulldog preparing this wave. No more Baron, but with the fact that super minions are pouring in 2 lanes already, Nongshim are really going to struggle to defend this. They're going to have to start something, and it's actually Dudu that starts it instead. Crashes into the inhibitor. Will take... Not really. I almost said he took damage, but it's not actually going to be the case. As Hugh's going to have to use everything to try and get himself out of the way. Dudu may actually die as the zap is going to come through, and finally, this Jinx gets excited, but then immediately gets taken down. It's Berserker with a double kill to almost finish this off before it's even started, as Kingin, the last one left standing with any sort of meaningful damage. And Berserker is just picking them off.
It's happening!
Gideon goes down. Berserker wanting to find the pentakill, but it's denied by Bulldog. Bulldog going to set up the kill onto the hands, who may not actually die here, but DNF! They're going to break the losing streak and start a...
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
Observable for everyone involved.
Yeah. Just like caster curses. Like when you said that thing and then immediately Rich throws his flash away. We've got a little bit of an engage here as Peanut could be in trouble. He's just dead. First blood going over to Yukal as DRX looking for this Chemtech Dragon. Is it happening? Is it happening? Because look, okay, if caster curses are real, the opposite has to be real. The caster blessing, okay?
The waters.
Yeah.
That whatever you say, a lot of times won't happen, but will happen enough for your brain to start believing.
Well, I'm slowly moving away from the believing, as Rich tried to walk to lane.
That is your rationality winning.
Shame on him.
What do you mean?
He walked to lane. Absolutely illegal. Delight flashes on top of him and takes him down. Sponge going for a Grand Starfall here, as they're looking for the dive opportunity. Zeus could be in trouble. Lazyfield just going to walk him out, and he's not as immune as he wants to be. Still surviving for a long time. Sponge gets the stab, though, and survives. Had 100 health left over. Camps are concerned, but there is a bit of a lead with Sponge picking up that extra kill. It's Rich coming on over, and actually Delight getting comboed down. This is a lot of damage, and he's just dead. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, DRX answered the aggression of HLE beautifully. Fighting against Viper here. Viper not feeling too happy about that one. This is still MF. There's a bullet time as Make It Rain comes on down, and the curtain's going to get called for no reason at all because that misfortune is already dead. Sponge looking to try and punish Delight though for this, and Zeus comes in, and he's holding scissors. He is so dangerous. Andal not going to be doing anything to help this one out as HLE is going to find kill after kill after kill. Yukal actually able to... Oh, never mind. I was about to say able to walk his way out, but the Deadly Flourish was underground! And so it killed him.
Because I don't think it was in a brush.
Was it a captive audience that was sharing pixels with the blast cone?
Maybe.
That could have been rude.
I think it's the...
It was definitely underground. As we check it out once again. And he's lining it up, Damn, that was max range as well as underground. That was impossible for Yukal to do anything about.
Well, he couldn't walk back and...
Yeah.
Oh no.
As Rich is going to try and do some damage and disappears. Pops over to the other side, still going to be dead, but Peanut may suffer a loss of life for it. Never mind, he's fine.
I'm rapidly losing my belief. Where's the bot side of the map? Are we going to try and cover for Rich? All these continuous decisions are, which we knew this was going to happen, mean that you are going to just fall further and further behind. And all of that was one mistake, which could have just ended with Lazyfield dies. That's the end of it.
Oh,
but
man.
instead, Humble Life is able to turn into so much more.
Spectating, I would just turn it off. I just wouldn't be able to handle it. I always need to look at how many dragons the team has and stuff like that. As Sponge is in a little bit of trouble. Lazyfield not going to be able to offer too much. Goes in for a little bit of an auto attack. Sponge is standing his ground for quite some time, but Zeus teleported in, and so he was always going to be dead. Zeka now with his ultimate on cooldown, but it looks like HLE have full control of this area.
No,
still the mid lane.
You mean aesthetically or in terms of aim? The bullets.
I beg your pardon?
The bullets looked good. Is it?
Oh, the first one looked good.
Okay. So aim.
At the aim,
As opposed to the aesthetic.
Yeah, aiming looked good for Gold King. No, he didn't. Not this week.
Not this week.
Okay, Rich dancing over. Zeus taking a little bit of damage here. It looks like that turret is going to survive. And there is a bit of a man drop. Sponge comes in, and once again the Gwen is dead. not very immune this game by the looks of things. 3 deaths now on Zeus.
Oh, this is exactly one of the things that I highlighted earlier. So this is a great pick onto Zeus. Nicely done there using the global
Sponge
presence.
is mega proactive today. It is pretty impressive.
They should be able to kill Delight. I'm more worried about the repercussions of this.
Yeah, so Delight is dead. Andal is likely dead as well. Viper just needs one more bullet or a grenade, and that's going to take him down. Sponge puts up the gate, and it is once again a really nice deadly flourish. Oh, wind becomes lightning, but doesn't hit him, and still Viper able to flash forward, picks up the kill, and that is thanks to a rapid fire cannon. If he did not have that, that would not have landed.
Ah, credit to Homa. Because just that play, I'm not even sure if that's really worth it, because they invest so much just getting a kill. And yes, it's nice to get a kill on the Gwen, but you're playing for the dragon, right? That spawns, well, at that point, spawn in like 30 seconds from there.
The brain melted unhingedness. I think that is possible. But maybe we should let the game do that for us.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Homa Life are just going to kind of cleanly play this out.
Oh. I love it when you curse. I love it so much. It's absolutely fantastic. Here's the man drop. Viper no flash, and he is definitely going to be dead. Oh, the curses, they just come... Okay, counter curse from myself. I apologize for that one, Sponge. But it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end, and I need to just make sure that I don't get too smug about Chronicler's cursing, because then the counter curse happens, and then DRX can find a real lead.
Homa Life is a really good team, and if DRX go for a punch, Homa Life will go for a counter punch.
Look at the experience bars. Let's do that right now. 4,000 health. We're ticking down, ticking down, ticking down.
Against turrets, so he does just kind of die. Second out, Shadow Flame done. Second item approaching for Pina as well, who's had a pretty muted game as Sponge is trying to get a Grom.
A battle, perhaps, as Blasco going to get rid of the Gwen. That could be a decent opportunity here as the Curtain Call is doing so much work. Lazy Feel, the targeting of Viper is just gorgeous. Pop Blossom comes through, but it does not do nearly enough. And Sponge going to be turned on here. It's a deceptive orb, but it's actually going to be the scissors that take him down. 4 kills now for the Gwen.
That's okay.
I think relentless optimism towards DRX winning a game, though, is probably not that underappreciated.
Game 2 invited one Worlds in 2022.
Goodness. Yeah. Bringing up Gattaca as HLE crush DRX in Game 1 and DRX go for the comeback in Game 2. That would be beautiful, but maybe they're going to go for the comeback in Game 1. As, my God, Andal just dies. What was that bullet? What hit him? It was a nuke. He doesn't have very many defensive stats, and Zeka is very strong, 3-0 and 5 right now. As the Curtain Call is underground again, Viper really playing with the ups and downs, and yeah, Rich is dead. Sponge is in.
Well, why though?
Why was Rich just walking into the tribe?
Why is Sponge here?
There are a lot
Freeze frame.
There's a lot of questions, but not a lot of answers.
Wondering how I got myself in this situation.
Yeah, well, he's going to go into the base, picks up that turret shot for fun, and then another one as well. And that was for fun also. Now, this is going to be Soul Point.
Yeah, this is all, we're doing the work to make the DRX comeback in Game 2 all the more captivating.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't think this was a you're alone.
And also I think there were a lot of votes you could have gone for. I think there was really a lot of good performances from the team. As DRX, unfortunately, in this one.
Yeah, this is because okay, we're not going to see, but just no one has the answers, and we knew that we couldn't have the answers. As Rich is dead again, Zeka did that the Spirit Rush towards him and kill him move.
I hold true because he was. They're also playing as someone, but he was fed. Then died.
Why is Andal level 8?
Well, he hasn't. I don't know. Have you looked at the experience bars on the entire DRX?
So now, like, it makes sense that a fourth. Okay, that's a flash charm. Absolutely beautiful. On to UCal here as Peanuts over the wall. Gets the flash in. That is going to pick up the kill onto the rise. The curtains have been called once again. As in goes Delight underneath 2 Nexus turrets, but he does not care. It is not bullet time, unfortunately, for Lazy Feel. It is game over time as HLE are going to put DRX in the ground here in game number 1. A very convincing performance. A beautiful showing from both Viper and Zeka in this one. Have to say, Viper on this Jhin, that's getting ban-worthy here in the LCK. Ban-worthy here in the LCK.
Burns, I forgot against which team you did this. Remember when DRX chased someone in mid lane and then They just kind of lost the game. But, you know, I took that in stride because I wasn't on the broadcast, so I could just...
Rich is dead.
Oh.
There's kills him for first blood. What it means, we're yet to find out. Then your recommendation.
Then I'm going to feel bad. That actually is a much better way to get me to do stuff.
All right, Emperor's Divide is going to pull back Zeka once again.
They got him!
This time he's dead. You only needed 3. Just the Azir alone was not quite enough with the help of the turret. Going to get the vibes wrong. Okay. Viper and Peanut going to get to work on this dragon. Should be able to take this one down. 12.5 minutes for the first one. Going to be a little bit of a late dragon. Still, HLE blocking that one up. Going to feel nice. And the 3 grubs going over to DRX could be important, mainly because Zeus doesn't have them. And that's going to feel really nice.
Sponge has really been having a good day. I know he tapered off towards the end on the Pantheon in that previous game, but...
He's margin, but he's got his Ghost Blade.
Demolish... No, don't punish him for Demolish proc.
No.
Stop bully!
Yeah, Peanut's going to flash. Remember, Rich doesn't quite have his available just yet. Trying to turn it on to Viper here, doing decent damage. Gets a flash! That's already kind of worth. Gets rendered and completely obliterated there by Viper on the Callista. Feels fantastic for him to get a little bit of money. And HLE will move into an advantage. Also looking to get some extra damage on this outer turret at the same time as Yukal going to get hand shook, and that's going to interrupt. Okay, no, actually did have Shifting Sands, but it does not matter. That's Delight picking up the kill. And things going from bad. Bottom side. And that's going to be a lot of extra power. Sponge, Hex Flash and over, you mentioned the unlocking of that ability. And that's going to work out, but now Viper is getting engaged on here by Rich. Yeah, that is a really good question, Chronicler. Peanut tanked a few turret shots, and Rich is going to put that flash back on cooldown yet again. And yeah, Rich is dead.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Rich. I get it.
Shelly just going to pop up and end this turret. That is going to successfully happen. There we go. They don't even get the 25 gold from killing her either. High value. That's going to move the gold much closer.
Oh, a punish, perchance? No, he knows. Yeah. Okay, quick, yes or no?
Yes.
I think no. I think it's checked out.
All right. So that means that it's going to be Chemtech, but it's not. Nice work, Bob.
He's checked in.
Yeah, there we go. He knows that there's a possibility for a DRX something in this game as Delight finds the handshake and the flash has to be in answer. As Andal, why?
Well, they got collapsed on, right? So like,
yeah.
He didn't really have anywhere to go. Will end up going down.
Just holds him in position.
Peanut, stop dancing!
Yeah, he's having a good time, isn't he?
He wasn't, but it wasn't just the emote. He was doing the little...
Yeah.
It was a little...
As a lawnmower as well.
Yeah.
Makes it even more worrisome. Spear not going to connect. And Yukal having to play pretty far back. Hex Flash coming through from Sponge, who's playing with so much gusto. He's kind of the only one on this team. Didn't get the memo that perhaps they're falling behind.
Because you have the shield from Karma, and you can use the Azir and the Poppy.
Whoa, the flash forward, Chains of Corruption are going to connect there as well as Lazyfield trying to layer the damage. The Impale is going to be used, but very defensively here from Peanut. Still, he might be able to buy enough time. As Zeus out of position here, and the Renata is just going to go down. Yukal actually picking the flash from Zeka. That's gorgeous. Lazyfield gets in position. Sponge looking for a bit more though, and now Viper is hopping mad. Oh dear, I think it was a good attempt from DRX, but it may not necessarily work as now Rich fighting Zeus as Lazyfield goes down to the Cougar. And Rich has died to him before, but not this time! It's still going to be Otacon going down. Viper and Peanut should be able to deal with this.
Rich.
Oh, never mind.
That is non-Atlas. Oh, my life, still got the Otacon. And now are here to fight for the objective.
Oh, there's the denial of soul point.
DRX not giving up, and that
in your pom
that's a good Palman.
Yeah, I reckon you just rely on the comment there. As Andal just taking so much damage from the Arcane Storm. Hostile Takeover doesn't really do too much. It's Fate's Call just going to pull out Delight. DRX still looking for an opportunity. That is a great flash from Rich as Peanut gets the bailout, and they do manage to bail him out, but it's not enough. As now Yukal once again just doing something weird, throws away the ultimate, and Viper will survive. Lazyfield getting a whole bunch of shots into Zeka here, and there it is. Finishes him off with the piercing arrow. Now Zeus going to get turned on. There are some low health bars. Zeus without the mana to really do too much. Although he is Nidalee, so not too worried about that. In Cougar form's going to push Zeus away, achieving what they wanted to achieve. And HLE just going to utilize this Baron to take the inner turret towards the top side of the map. The Red Bull Baron power play is going to reach about the 2,000 mark. There it is, 2.4k, as Peanut looking for even more. And the siege is continuing without too much of an answer here. Sponge looking for a bit of an angle. Yukal wanting to get in there. As Peanut taking some decent damage. Zeka in that front line, wanting to push them away. And LazyFeel actually doing a decent job just against Zeus by himself. Another Arcane Storm just to make Andal annoyed. Pretty successful here as well, as the inhibitor turret will remain alive for the moment.
Zeus went Abyssal.
That's an Abyssal Mask. Yeah,
Azirian Silent a lot better because he does much less damage. Zeus is just going to remain annoying on the side. But Rich, I know he's behind, but he's still at item parity relatively.
Oh, there's an Impale onto Sponge. He is a very tanky target. We can see he's just kind of refusing to take damage here, and the poke coming out from DRX. It's pretty decent. The Dragon looking to be started up here.
Come on, DRX.
LazyFeel is going to take an inner turret.
We got the Sponge.
Yeah, Sponge's going to have to land the Keeper's Verdict. But instead, they are just going to give up this Dragon, and they're going to trade it for an inhibitor turret in mid lane. If DRX can stop the backs, maybe it's even an inhib. I don't know about that one, but still, it's a fair bit of money going on over to DRX as a response to this. And I kind of don't mind it, making the best out of a bad situation, right?
I think it's okay. I do think you also are in deep trouble if they get the Mountain Soul, but at that point, you know, is there anything that you can really do? Probably not. DRX,
all right, Zeus could be in a whole lot of trouble. They're taking the cat for a walk. Peanut is going to make his way down, and Zeus is a lot tankier than he's been in other builds. Still, Sponge comes in, and Rich is able to get the damage. Zeka comes in, but he's not enough. Look at him run! Wait, hang on, checking the hands. I'm seeing there's some... It's faded, but it's there. It's there, Chronicler. I swear to God. Why not? They get the teleport immediately. They can look for a turn now. As Rich picks the gap. That's actually 6 points. There were 4 posts set up as Keeper's Verdict gets channeled, and it's somehow LazyFeel that takes the Baron. Now Zeus fighting against Rich. He takes the blast going to get out. Peanut's already dead. Viper is in a bit of trouble as Delight is going to be there. The bailout comes through. They take down the Renatas. This bailout's not going to work. And it's Yukal that grabs the kill. Now LazyFeel needs to fight for his life, and it does not work. Andal, just try and survive. Rich, please don't die. Andal's really dead, but he's going to try and buy some time. He takes the cat for a walk. Cats don't normally like that, although some of them do. This one certainly does not. And Rich is going to deal with this wave. The last remaining Baron.
All need this. We need you to get it together and get this win.
I'm so proud of everyone that helped manifest this situation here. As DRX, it's winnable, but it's still looking rough.
Can we get Texas?
Yeah.
You know, like just like with
maybe
the pros.
DRX tax, is that a thing? Zeus on a decent flank angle here as the Impale goes wide. Still gets the crash into the wall. Peanut will not get ulted away, but it's the smite from Sponge to deny the soul. Still, they have to try and win a fight here as HLE have got them all split up. Sponge takes a while to go down, but go down he eventually does. And Zeus dashing forward, finds the pounce. And DRX, oh no, they're looking a little aceable at this point in time. They're going to have to stand their ground. Yukal trying to be a hero, but once again, he throws the Emperor's Divide away. And Zeka, he flashes out of it. Yukal not taking too much damage here from Peanut as LazyFeel doing a whole bunch. But Viper comes in and says, no, I'm sorry, it's not happening. There's an ace for HLE. And oh man, it was faint, but maybe it was one of those fake tattoos that you get from the school fair. And it is just all washed away. No more game on the hands. It's looking like HLE just want to close this one out.
And despite the heroics, despite the back and forth, looks like DRX is still just going to get 2-0'd, but those that watched this game knew that that wasn't the real story.
Oh no, it was certainly not. There is also Sponge back available. He doesn't have Keeper's Verdict. Maybe they don't win the game here.
The Nexus, wait, the Nexus doesn't fall. They didn't get sold.
Yeah, they also...
This sidestep...
He's got a lot of DPS on this Varus. And Peanut's got a lot of health bar. Flashes to try and get Andal. They're just looking for one pick-off at the start of this one. The hostile takeover doesn't get a lot of value as the Keeper's Verdict gets rid of the carry. That's a big one. Now Rich looking for an angle, but HLE, they just disengage. And DRX are going to be okay with it by the looks of things. Death Ray.
Place the health bars.
Oh dear.
They're so low, Atlas.
There are so many tools that are now missing, and
Wait.
Zeka is just in the Zeus is just in the bottom lane, yeah. And Rich is going to go back a little bit too late. Teleport to come in as the Emperor's Divide is going to find Zeka. Let's see where they get to kill LazyField. Looking for the opportunity. Zeka's so incredibly low. LazyField distracted by Peanut, though his Sponge will be able to take down the victor. But LazyField goes golden, then goes into his GA, and then he's going to go down, ladies and gentlemen, as he gets thrown into the wall and destroyed. Zeus is running amok, just killing everything in the enemy base. And it's only Andil that's left up in a DRX trying so incredibly hard. But it was a great game.
They tried so hard, they got so far, but in the end, only Zeka dies.
Yeah.
And Alva Life are about to bring us to an end of week number 6.
And Andil is not going to be able to defend. As yes, they ran out of minion wave, but it doesn't seem to matter this time around. Even Peanut will survive, and the Nexus will go down. 41.5 minutes, and HLE, only one team able to take them down so far in the LCK, and that is Gen G.